What happens though if you go back into that situation that we had in the late 1920s, early 1930s? Because many people say the only way that the world came out of this was with a world war. Now, no one would wish that, so we have to come up with a different solution, surely.
Well, again, go play the timeline and do the parallel. You had the crash of 1929, the Great Depression. We had the panic of '08. We're in a Great Depression in many countries. Then you had currency wars. You got them going on right now. And then you have trade wars. They're heating up. And then real wars. And when you look at the same parallel, it's happening. Look, there's a war in Syria, and the NATO people are trumping it up already that they want to get involved in it, since that Turkish jet was shot down ostensibly over Syrian airspace. And all the reports that I've seen was that the plane did in fact come down over Syrian water, and it was shot down from flying at low levels. But you heard all the NATO people saying an attack on a Syrian warplane is an attack on NATO. Then you look at the war in Libya that they started last year. Look at the civil war that has now erupted over there. Then you go to Yemen. It's a civil war. There's no end. You go to Sudan, you go to Somalia. Take a trip over to Bahrain. Riots virtually every day that are barely being reported. Couldn't be because the U.S. Fifth Fleet is there, and the Saudis are occupying also Bahrain to help put down the riots. Keep moving around. You see every day virtually uprising and strikes going in Greece and Spain. You have a massive movement going on in Italy with a new political party. There's class warfare going on. How does this erupt into a world war? I don't know. But I do know that all the pieces are now being put in place for either civil war, regional war, or world war. When all else fails, they take you to war.
There must be a better way, though. Surely this is one of the things that we've learnt, is that we can do things in a better way, because the last World War was, of course, so long ago now. Most of the remaining people involved in it have just about passed on. So, but we learnt the lesson, because we've managed to stay out of war for the best part of 70 years.
Well, I don't know about the we that you're talking about. The United States over here, they're waging over a 10-year war in Afghanistan. They killed over 1 million people in Iraq. They're sending Predator drones into Yemen, Somalia, Pakistan. You know, the United States, we just heard Hillary Clinton calling what's going on in Syria a brazen act, and that they're going to be taking action. The war drums continue to beat on and off for a war against Iran. And so who's the we? The we are people that I look at them as politicians. They range between sociopaths and psychopaths. And they keep taking us to war and bringing us failed policies. Yes, is there a better way? Of course there is. How about staying out of other countries' business, number one? And number two, when you look what's going on, why is all of this happening? It all comes down to the bottom line: money. And the banks have bankrupted the entire world. When you are talking about austerity measures, let's make this really clear. All it means is taking as much as you can from the populations, selling off treasured national assets, and giving it to banks because they made bad bets. Oh, did you see the latest news that just came out? Barclays, that wonderful bank over there in the UK, they just got fined $200 million US for fixing the LIBOR rates. Those are the interest rates, the overnight interest rates. They were fixing the rates. They got caught doing it. Everybody's paying more on their credit cards, on their auto loans, on their mortgages. Go across the board. Everything has been regulated by the criminals at Barclays. $200 million lousy fine. Did you see any heads roll?
No, in fact, I think all they did was remove the bonus, I think, from the chief executive's.
Exactly. And then you go down the line, Ian. Go to the Goldman Sachs gang. They could fine $550 million for telling people to bet one way as they're betting the other way and taking their money. There's criminal activity at every level in the banking industry. and they keep getting away with it. And by the way, I don't only blame the banks. Look what's went on in Greece. They just voted for a guy that's going to punish them more with stiffer austerity measures. Look what happened in Ireland in May. Same thing. People voted for more. We just had some off-term elections here in the States. They brought back this guy, Charles Rangel, in New York. This guy's been on the public dole. This is his 22nd term. He's been brought up for 11 major ethics violations, including not paying taxes, and the people vote him back in.
Gerald Celente, publisher of the Trends Journal.